Good evening. Since Sunday, the Lone Star State has weathered a winter storm so fierce it's broken several records, plunged Texas cities into sub-zero temperatures, and knocked out power, water, and warmth for millions of residents. This improbably cold weather has tested Texans' mettle and hasn't let up yet. Thank goodness then for the neighbors who are there to lighten the load. People across the state who've been stuck at home have shared stories of kindness from neighbors they hardly knew and friends they didn't expect so much from. Sometimes their aid comes in the form of unexpected delivery of hot cocoa and Girl Scout cookies. Other times, it's a warm, dry place to stay for as long as you need it. It's not easy to see the light when you've been co-opted up in the freezing darkness for days on end. But it's a little easier to make it through the power outages and intense cold when you've got the force of a community behind you. Karen Rambo Hernandez and her family moved to their new College Station neighborhood in June. During the pandemic's summer swing, Rambo Hernandez, an associate professor in the Department of Teaching, Learning and Culture at Texas A&M University, said it was difficult to get connected to the community. COVID COVID-19 made neighborly get-togethers nearly impossible. Enter this week's record-breaking freeze. Rambo Hernandez's home has been without power for most of the week, and her water was cut off Wednesday, but the outage helped connect her. After months of isolation to other mothers in her neighborhood, she joined them in a group text chain where they let each other know who's safe, who's out of power, and who's checked on their other neighbors. Rambo Hernandez was tasked with knocking on Linda Kellogg's door, a few houses down from hers. Kellogg said she'd prepared cookies and hot chocolate for the children in the neighborhood, but the icy weather had kept all the kids inside. After their check-in, Kellogg knocked on Rambo Hernandez's door. A package of a package of Ghirardelli hot chocolate mix and boxes of every Girl Scout cookie flavor in tow. Rambo Hernandez's two children, bundled up in hats, scarves, and oversized mittens, excitedly retrieved the goods. She said Kellogg's surprise delivery was an example of Texan hospitality at its best. It's personally appreciated the feeling of knowing we aren't alone, she told CNN. I know I can count on these moms and my new neighbors. This week has been more difficult than any Texans thought it would be. With many grocery stores shuttered, food and water are scarce, families are huddling in their cars to keep their children warm. At least 16 people in the state have died, according to CNN's count. Escajeda said he and his wife have felt so down, beaten, angry, disappointed, and just all over frustrated. Escajeda said the storm had been mentally draining. The drive he took to Everett's house felt desolate, he said. Their hardship made Starla's show of kindness all the more meaningful. It matters, too, he said. His coworkers at Starbucks have checked in on him every day to make sure he and his wife aren't hypothermic. I'm just really proud of this community and friends we've made here, he said. Rambo Hernandez is already looking toward the future fun she and her new friends will have when the ice melts and the power returns. I'm hoping we can find a way to have a safe, socially distant night out with them when this is over, she said. Despite the heartbreak and hardship their communities have weathered over the last year, and it gives these Texans hope to know that help is there even if they Help is there if they need it. This is Joamsiu Bagwisyo saying, carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. Galatians 6 verse 2. Good night.